Hey everybody, it's Rob here. We got some huge Diablo 4 news coming today. In just a few hours, we have yet another developer Campfire Chat. And this is going to be a juicy one because Season 4 basically just started a few weeks ago. And we are already getting Season 5 news. We're going to get a new seasonal theme. We're going to finally get another test server again. So very, very happy that they bring this back because it's so necessary for class balance. It's so necessary to find all the bugs. And so many things, and I quickly want to talk about here what to expect, what all the infos are, and also like kind of what I'm hoping for that is going to happen. I already made a video about this. I'm checking out what Rex was thinking, but I want to go into a little more details here. So they just released this blog post that I'm going to link in the description. Our next Campfire Chat Season 5 PTR is coming up here, June 21st. That's today, 11 a.m. PDT. So just in a few hours, this is going to be I think at 8 p.m. in the evening if you're in Europe, and it's going to be like at 1 p.m. if you're in EST. But yeah, in America here, PDT 11 EM. So in just a couple of hours here. And they're going to give us a preview for the Season 5 public test reel. This is all going to be live streamed on the official Twitch, YouTube, and X accounts. And I'm also going to be reacting live to this. We're going to be streaming this. So come say hello and join the discussion. And also let me know in the comments, guys, what you are thinking is all going to happen today. So now I'm going to talk about my expectations and also some rough timelines that I could see happening. So they detail how to access the PTR. They'll no, this is only going to be accessible on PC. So if you're a console, you can't play, guys. There's going to be a feedback session, and I'm expecting the PTR to start here very, very shortly. So PTRs typically start on Tuesdays, because we have more damage on Tuesdays, and it usually runs, at least the last one ran for a week. So probably until the 25th, until the 2nd, or from the 2nd until the 9th. And that just gives them about another 4 weeks or 5 weeks time until the season starts here. And this is already in the game confirmed, August 6th. Can't see it right now, but it's like if you look in the character selection screen, it's August 6th. So this is going to happen here in just a few weeks, and expecting the PTR here to start maybe next week or the week after. And then we also get expansion news here. I think it's on the 18th for the Vessel of Hatred. And I think this season and this patch is basically going to lead up to Vessel of Hatred with some balance changes, with some further adjustments, maybe to skills. And after they just developed like all the item system. And this is going to be insane. There's also going to be a Q&A segment. So I'm expecting a lot of you guys to show up and ask all kinds of questions. Whether it's about class balance. But there's also one really, really important thing that I want to talk about. And the community probably has this one the most split up on. And I want to show you like a video here. It's about the bricking of items. And I really hope that this is going to be addressed in the Campfire Chat. And watch this here for a second. It's very funny. And just a couple of seconds long. You might have known this.
I want to craft a temper on my item that isn't useless.
Well, that's fantastic.
Brick Nation.
Smart decision, young man. We can put that check in a money market mutual fund. Then we'll reinvest the earnings into foreign currency accounts with compounding interest, and it's gone.
What?
It's gone. It's all gone.
What's all gone?
It didn't do too well. It's gone. Don't poof.
You know, poof. And this is what might happen, guys. You might remember this from South Park. And I could almost build a whole house with all these items that I've bricked in the game. And this is the biggest frustration point, next to some class balance, which we'll talk about in a second, in the community. The bricking of items. You guys can see here, I'm a professional marksman barbarian with flay and marksman duration. And I just actually bricked so many triple GA items at this point. It just goes crazy, man. Like we can literally build an entire house foundation with this. And this has just been one of the major frustration points for players. And we'll see if they're going to address it. It's at least going to come up at some point, I'm pretty sure, during the Q&A. Because on stream, this is literally the most asked question. So we'll see what their philosophy is on this bricking of items, and maybe they'll do some changes to this. I think that's literally the #1 thing. And what's very close for me, right next to the bricking of items in terms of expectations, is the class management, the class balance. So I got a tier list right here with all the top clears, and you guys can see here the Sorc is actually 20 tiers ahead of the Barb, and the Barb is a bunch of tiers ahead of like the Rogue, and the Rogue is a bunch of tiers ahead of the Necro and the Druid. So yeah, there are definitely some problems here with some of the classes, and there are also several bugs that are happening in the game right now, such as double dipping on the victimized Rogue. They just fixed the bug with the Holy Bolt Elixir and the bug with the Endariel that they just re-enabled. So I'm kind of expecting there to be quite some class balance, and potentially even like new items, you know. And I think they said this in one of the previous development talks, that they're gonna bring new like legendary aspects and new uniques into the game every season. And I really hope that, for example, the Druid is gonna get some love here, and just pet the dog, man. Look, he's so sad already. So I'm really hoping that there's gonna be, you know, some new and cool stuff, and maybe also some you know, some bug adjustments. Like definitely here the victimized double dipping Rogue comes to mind, or some of the, you know, immortal Sorc technologies that make it like, you know, clear 170 without taking damage, like on the perma flame shield and stuff. So I'm kind of expecting a lot of you know, in that direction in terms of class balancing. It's just gonna be really excited to see, and I don't think they're gonna do too many nerfs. I think overall it's best, you know, with the Vessel of Hatred and not in Season 5 to do nerfs. Like, if you want to do nerfs at all, would probably be the best to, like, you know, kind of rebalance the entire game in a way when Vessel of Hatred, when the expansion comes out, right? Because right now, it just, like, nerfs feel bad, and people don't really like it. So I'm just, and they hinted at this in previous videos, they just want to buff basically most of the characters to the power level, you know, of this Giga Chat here. So this is the Barbarian. He has like probably the most build variety of like strong builds. Currently we are playing like a Whirlwind Bub, and we were just testing something with Flay. But like in general, Barbarian has like one of the strongest like build diversity, and it's just one of the most fun classes to play. And there's also not really like that many more bugs on the bar, while other classes here are more like relying on some bugs like Sorc and Victimize. So I really hope that they're gonna level the playing field and then push all the classes, especially some of the weak Sorc builds like Frozen Orb or something, because it's just like one build that's like crazy high performing with the Immortal Tech, up to the Sorc level. I think that would be really, really cool to see. And obviously there are some just some more concerns and some more stuff here, just with the class balance in general. They've been buffing a lot of things, and we'll see. I hope they continue that route, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna get some new and cool items to play with on the PTR. And most likely, guys, and I mean, is every season gonna have a seasonal theme? So we're gonna get some pretty cool stuff for the next season. So the seasonal theme recently was the Loot Reborn. I'm very curious to see you know, what they are focusing around. Or maybe we're gonna get like a power creep season, similar like, for example, Season of Blood in Season 2, where we got the vampiric powers. We're gonna get new content most likely, or some new, like, you know, times of like powers or like progression system, like those vampiric powers. I think that people liked a lot. Maybe we're gonna get like, you know, the blood tide again, or some of this stuff. And I think the game is just moving in a cool direction where we get more and more activities, especially for the end game. So I'm just looking forward to see what they have cooking up here in just a few hours on the Campfire Chat in terms of, you know, new seasonal theme. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see in terms of seasonal themes. There are definitely a few cool and top contenders here. And I like to see like a revamp of a skill system, or like, you know, new activities of things that we can actually do in the end game. I think the pit's been amazing. And talking about the pits, guys, what I really hope, I'm not sure if it's gonna happen like very soon, but a leaderboard for the pits would be really, really nice, because we have this like new amazing endgame system with the pit that is gonna, like, you know, unlock so much cool endgame content. But the problem is we don't really have a way of telling what people are doing in the pits and stuff in terms of like the classes and stuff. Like, I'm just collecting this data here, and this is like a huge, you know, community effort to always look out for the top clears and what people are doing. And so right now the highest pit is actually 175 in group with a Sorc, and it's just like not possible to see this in game. And I think it would be much cooler if there was leaderboards and just some more transparency, because sharing is caring, and the bug builds need to obviously be addressed. And the weak builds, like there's some like very weak builds here, like I don't know, like Rend Barb, or like Landslide Druid, or Death Blow Barb, or like Meteor Sorc, or like some of these that really could need you know, another buff, but I think it's like almost impossible to tell without leaderboards that these builds are like very hard to tell, or the transparency is very hard to see, like when we don't have like an official leaderboard and stuff. We still have this leaderboard, you know, in the game that's already built in a way with the pit leaderboard here. Sorry, not the pit, the gauntlet leaderboard, which is still there, and like the fundamental system already exists. So I'm really hoping that this is going to be basically expanded to also include the pit ladder. And then obviously some big grief point for the community is trading items and just social features in general. So there is this Diablo trade website, third party. Like there's it's super cool to see a lot of community sites doing these kind of like projects and offering at least some way for players to trade and interact. But there are definitely a lot more problems with this, and I would just really like to see, like, you know, an in-game marketplace or something. That would be kind of cool. And also social features, guys, especially with Vessel of Hatred and raids coming into the game. Social features would be so valuable to see. And we'll see. They haven't officially like announced any raids. They just call it like a co-op mode. But there's been some data mines about the raids and stuff. We've already made previous videos. And it looks like they're definitely going into like a multiplayer direction, which they confirmed in their blog post. And whatever they will call it at the end. But it's basically, I think it's basically going to be a raid, like in some way. They're going to do something with people. And I really hope that they're going to add some stuff there. Like whether it is for clans, whether it is for in-game communities, or just like a group finder. Like very simple, it doesn't have to be too complicated, but it's just something there, social features and stuff. And obviously an armory and loadouts has been very much requested, so they could just have like an armory here where you could like switch your build, whether you're doing like, you know, uber bosses, whether you're doing like speed farm content as Helltide, or you're doing like high pit pushes or gauntlet. It's like very, very different builds and very, very different things that matter for this kind of stuff. So this is like kind of some of the things that I'm expecting. And again, I'll be watching this live, and the dates are like pretty insane. So there's so much cool stuff happening in Diablo 4, and the news just keep going. You've seen it here on the YouTube channel. We keep making videos about like all the amazing stuff that's going on. So I think the game is moving in such a cool direction. And again here, August 6th, Season 5, July 18th, big expansion news. And then the Season 5 here that they will talk about looks to be only very short. There was already an interview done where they said that Season 6 is gonna launch with the expansion on October 8th, guys. So this is only gonna be a 2-month season. And maybe there will even be like a beta for the Vessel of Hatred and stuff like that with the Spiritborn, the new class. So it's going to be very exciting to hear what they have to share here. They have Adam Jackson, the lead class designer. So I'm pretty sure that balancing of the classes will be like a huge topic. And we're going to get some pretty cool new stuff, I think, for all the classes in terms of aspects or uniques or who knows what. And that's going to be super cool, guys. I'll definitely be there and stream it all. Tune in live in just a few hours. Again, it's going to be at 8 p.m. Europe and 11 a.m. PDT here. That's going to be a lot of fun, guys. I'll see you there. I'm excited. I'm pumped. GG. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.